What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 330. 330.
And he still doesn't know how to start the pod.
Of the Dad Bod Golf Pod. It's Kyle and Ben, and we're ready to rock and roll. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Bet Online, the #1 sports betting website in the country. You got NBA playoffs. You got Major League Baseball. You probably can even bet on the UFL. You think there's betting lines on the UFL?
Man, you can bet on anything. There are
You can
people that are out
bet
there
on-
betting when ducks
You
fly
could have
off the
gotten
pond.
You could have gotten Kentucky Derby stuff this past weekend.
Yeah.
So what's after Kentucky Derby? The Preakness? Is that what's next?
I don't know. I don't do horses.
I don't do horses
That'd be
either,
a
but a
D-Mark
lot of people.
question.
Ben does not do horses, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. There's horse that you can bet on horses. You can bet on a little bit of everything.
More of a midnight card guy.
Yeah. There's even a online casino. So definitely check them out. It's the easiest deposits, easiest withdrawals, best place to bet online. That's Bet Online. So check them out.
I wonder what my father thinks of my gambling. When I get on here and I promote it, that I'm in a casino at midnight online.
I feel like I'm in a casino right now. Like this environment kind of gives me that sports book vibe.
Hey, shout out to Bunkers, by the way. If you notice, the music's down here. It's up on the other end. They split it for us.
You
After
know,
a little small request.
the movie last week was great. It was a great movie, but
By the way, that movie was Argyle.
Argyle?
Yes.
Okay. I need to look that up. The car chase.
You got to pay
scene-
for it.
You do have to pay for
Yeah.
it. Okay. The car chase scene with the machine guns was a little bit tough to work through, but it did look like a good movie. I had a great angle on it.
I do. The only thing I recognized in it was the dude that plays Superman, Henry Cavill or Cavill or
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
Mega handsome.
That's a good-looking dude.
The most handsome.
Even with that terrible haircut he had in the movie, because I looked up a couple of times when it got loud. Still good-looking dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's in it. I don't know anything else about the movie. I gotta be honest with you. I just know that the action was awesome. The sound was awesome.
If you have surround sound and you watch that movie, it'll blow your socks off.
So we highly recommend. We have not seen it, but we have heard, 37 minutes of it. That's how long the last pod was. We've heard 37 minutes
We
of it.
lived it.
Yes.
I felt like I was in the chase.
Honestly, I was a little nervous during the car chase, honestly. But we're good now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the golf news, again, you had a terrible event this past weekend at TPC Craig Ranch, the Byron Nelson. Just the field was...
Which sucks to put his name on it.
It does.
And have the feel that it is. And then at the end, how it ended.
With a dude fluffing a... What he did,
Basically-
he flubbed a chip.
Basically pulling a bend from this past Saturday.
We're going to get to that. Don't
Yeah, and flubbing chips and killing the vibe and man.
So again, golf-wise, probably the bigger news is Brooks Koepka wins his 4th live event
Yes.
in Singapore. 2
Before
weeks
the
prior.
yes.
Two weeks prior to the PGA, won by I think like maybe 4 shots. I feel like
Yep.
he won relatively comfortably.
And Cam Smith's team win 2 weeks prior to the PGA. So he's playing well too.
That's good. That's good stuff.
So you got 2 guys that they end their last round before the PGA Championship winning, who will be in the field at the PGA Championship.
Absolutely. The big talk was not so much around that, but a lot of it was made off of some of Phil Mickelson's comments that he made when being interviewed about the merger and the official world golf rankings and the PGA Tour not doing much to allow their guys to be able to play in majors.
Yeah.
And I thought this comments he made was probably it's probably the best comments that have been made out of this whole
Especially coming from him.
yeah, this whole deal. He said, basically, he goes, the question was what do you think about, you're 2-3 years into this thing and nobody's really done a whole lot to be able to make it to help you guys be able to play in majors. What's your thoughts here? Because I think Talor Gooch had just gotten turned down.
You did.
From the U.S. Open, just gotten turned down an invitation from the U.S. Open, and it feels like he said, fine. He goes, fine. He goes, you keep knocking us out. There's more people coming here next year.
Yes.
He says, so you better get ready. This ain't over. There's going to be more people coming over here. So you want to keep locking us out of events. Wait till you see who joins next year, and then see how those sponsors sell those major championship dollars when some of the even bigger stars are over here next year.
Here's what the PGA needs to be scared of. Number one, the stars coming over. Number two, all Liv has to do is tweak a couple of things, and they're going to be just as popular. And I ain't even talking about the 72 holes, Kyle, because the way the numbers are projecting TV-wise, ain't nobody watching the PGA on Thursday either. So if they get it to where it is 3 rounds and they're not doing this shotgun start, and you got a bunch of superstars playing on Liv, PGA Tour, you are in deep poo-poo.
Well, it's not only that, but the majors themselves that have sort of aligned themselves with the PGA Tour, they're going to be hurting too, because the majors typically sell themselves. But when it gets harder and harder to go to insert sponsor, BMW, insert sponsor, whoever.
Well, look at the Honda
Verizon,
this year.
Honda.
The Honda this year this is going to be an elevated event that's going to be taking place. It was not last year, and they said, if this is the way we're going to do things, we will pull our sponsorship. So then they got the elevated event this year.
Yeah, well, but that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So the PGA Tour is going to be going to these sponsors saying, hey, it's time to re-up your sponsorship. And they're going to be like, okay, well, who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? If I'm paying for it, is it an elevated event? Who's guaranteed to be there? And then if Phil's correct and he's not just bluffing, which at this point there's really no reason to bluff because there's nothing seemingly on the horizon that could work itself out. So if he says, hey, I mean, do what you got to do, you know?
Kyle, everything the Liv guys have said has happened.
That is true.
They're not blowing smoke. They're not chirping. They're not talking trash. They've come with hat in hand on the majors to say, hey, we would like to play. We think that we deserve to play. We're competing.
They're winning.
And other than that, they've said, we're going to get more stars. John Rahm joins. Phil now says, we're going to get more stars. Who knows who's on the horizon for that to be next year. However, if you're somebody that's just discounting what he said, that's just dumb. That's so stupid because they have been on point every single time. So they got to make this merger happen. They got to, I don't know what old guys need to quit and retire and get out of the room, but they have got to sit down and figure out a way to make these two things coexist, because we, the fans, are suffering. And not them. Every one of them are still making money. Elevated events are making money. Live guys are making money. They're still playing golf. They're still doing their dream. And we as fans are the ones that are missing out. So
I can't now.
Off my soapbox. Sorry.
I can't stop thinking about who maybe Phil's talking about. Like I can't, like who could possibly be coming that would hurt sponsors that bad, that wouldn't already be that's another thing. Like they may come over, but they're still sort of qualified a lot of times for majors anyway.
What about wishy-washy Rory that keeps saying no?
See,
we keep making him say no.
I know, and now this last time he did come out and say, essentially, I want to play. He did say something that's kind of like college football coaches do. I have no plans to leave. Well, of course you don't until you do. You never have plans until you do. But he kind of had one of those, I plan to have my, retire on the PGA Tour. Rory seems to be...
That's easy to say with a merger pending in a year and a half, though.
Yeah. But see, Rory would still be able to play in majors regardless.
Exactly.
So who do they get? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying there? Like, if they bring somebody over that's going to hurt sponsors...
Nobody likes Wyndham Clark.
Who would that be? What does that have to do with it?
Let him go. PGA Tour doesn't like him anyway.
Yeah, but that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt the sponsors. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into that.
I think because it's not going to be Scotty Scheffler. It's not going to be somebody like Jordan. It's going to be JT.
I bet it could be JT. He's not playing good.
No, he's not.
So like if he
loses his caddy,
if you can get under his skin and be like, look, you're on a little slide right now.
He'll lose his best friend then though. He and Tiger hang out a lot together.
That's true too.
That's
you can't screw. You can't.
What if it's Charlie Woods?
What if it's Tiger? I'm serious. What
Can
if
you
it is-
imagine the TV numbers that would come to the WB if he joined Live?
What if it is Tiger?
It could be.
I mean, if you just like you're close to 50 years old and you're like offered $1 billion,
And people go, oh, he doesn't need it. Yes, he does.
nobody. You can't ever say somebody you don't get to pick when someone has made too much money. You know what I mean?
I say that. No, I completely.
You say that all the time.
Yeah,
you don't get to say when somebody's got too much money.
You don't ever get to diss a man or woman for the paycheck that they bring into their house. I don't care how low it is. I don't care how big it is. That is between them and the person that they discuss that with in order to get that check. So whenever somebody, even one of your buddies says, oh, I took this job and this is what I make. Oh, man, you should have took more. You know what? That's not your business.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that. And if they come in and they say, oh, I'm making $250,000 a year, it's like, you don't get to say, God, you're killing them. Like, you shouldn't be making that. You don't know that. That's not your business.
Or if they say, I'm trying to go from 250 to 300, and you're like, oh, you're already making 250. You know,
Yeah, like you don't get to say
stuff.
that. And I mean, I've said that with, Kyle and I've had this discussion, college football coaches, when people make fun of that, pro athletes, when they say, I can't believe that NBA player is making $3 million a year. Why? Apparently somebody saw the value in it.
Somebody's paying it.
Or they would not have signed him or her. Caitlin Clark, prime example, top flag for Nike. Well, apparently Nike knows how to sell shoes.
I've heard through the grapevine.
I can tell you for sure they do. I'm wearing them right now.
So, all right, we talked about the Phil Mickelson comments.
Yeah.
This was on like Sunday or maybe Saturday. It was over the weekend.
It was over the weekend.
Well, then, so he makes the comment like, okay, you keep screwing around, you're going to mess around, you're going to piss off a lot of these sponsors and blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. Do what you got to do. Within 48 hours, Talor Gooch, who did not get invited to the U.S. Open, gets an invite to the PGA Championship, a special invite, which I think is A, the right decision, but
Yep.
B, I'm wondering, did it have anything to do with Phil's comments?
I totally think something was related in that.
So do you
I don't have proof. That is me with the black hat and the
Tinfoil hat on.
helicopter tinfoil hat and all that. But I told Kyle, I said, I just think that they're too closely related for somebody within the organization. Because Kyle and I have talked about this. The PGA Tour and the PGA Championship are two different organizations.
Just the PGA, don't get tied up on the PGA. It's
Right.
part of it. It still means two different
And
things.
so I wonder if when that came out with Phil, that somebody said, here's an opportunity for us to look like, here's an opportunity for us to be the worst major, to throw out an olive branch.
Yeah,
and
now we're inviting live guys.
now we're inviting live guys, and we're building the field up to be a better field. People will watch it because he will be a storyline.
Yep.
Especially the way he's playing this year.
That's
If
a
he
really good
goes
point.
out there and he shows up and plays well, that is a feather in their caps. It makes me wonder if somebody saw that and went, guys, we can boost some numbers.
Okay, let me tell you my theory.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this?
That's my conspiracy theory.
Well, mine's mega conspiracy theory, okay? Mine's going to poop all over your conspiracy. All right, so be honest, Ben. Does Talor Gooch move the needle? Do you watch a tournament?
Yes and no.
Just tell me just pick one.
No, I say yes and no because I would have said no 3 weeks ago. And then when he didn't get invited to the U.S. Open and they put him at the forefront of...
Oh, you're making you're going to love this point. You're
like
going to love this point.
They've made him the needle now.
Okay, all right. So his answer is no, but the way things have played out, it may be a yes now.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is my theory. Talor Gooch got this invite like on Thursday or Friday of last week.
And they held it.
And they held it to let Phil make his comments to where it looks like the PGA of America reacted to his comments to give Talor Gooch the nod. That's my theory.
I like it.
I'm telling you, he got this invite. Because think about it. Think about this. That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's in 2 weeks.
Well, by the time this gets released on Wednesday morning, it's in a week and a half.
Yeah. It's the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
When you're listening to this, a week from today.
Yes.
When you're listening to this, is the Pro-Am. So, do they really give him the invite on a Monday? The week before. I don't know. I just think he had a little bit longer.
That's a super good point.
I think he had it a little bit longer. He held it, and then Phil says this off the wall thing like, "Okay, you keep screwing us."
Yeah.
You keep screwing us,
That's
and
a very
something
good
bad's
point.
going to happen, and then boom. Because Talor Gooch doesn't move the needle otherwise.
No, he's moving the needle because we've talked about him for the last week and a half.
But that's what I'm saying.
From him being the prom date that got left on the doorstep where he got stood up for the U.S. Open to now he's the prom queen headed into the PGA Championship.
And, I mean, it would be cool if he did really well, but, I mean, I'm not really expecting a ton, but I don't know.
He's playing well.
Well, yeah, it's all relative, but I'm just saying, I
Isn't he
think
young and still single? He got time to practice. He ain't like DJ.
that's true. And I mean, I don't know much about Talor outside of he's
Let's call
sort
him
of
Talor.
Talor. We called him Talor for a
Yeah.
while. He's got a cool last name. It's funny,
Yeah.
and he's really good on Live Tour. he's a really good player on the Live Tour.
Taylor, tickle the digits. Let us hear from you. Love to have you.
Hey, I tell you what, Ben, I think we are closing in on legitimate friendship with Anthony Kim. I think we're this close to be. This could be an Anthony Kim podcast.
It could be. I think if he weren't in Singapore and he weren't in Australia, we could have had him on the phone by now.
I mean, this guy. We talked about it last week, where he is he's
Overdoing it on social
overdoing it
media.
on social. Now I'm like all for it. Like, keep going, because he just about interacts with us on everything that we say.
Yeah.
He called Ben by name, which made my heart flutter.
I screenshot it and sent it to Kyle. And Kyle gets on Twitter and immediately says, "Did we just become best friends?"
To Anthony Kim,
and he responds to you.
yeah, and then he responded. I'm telling you, we've talked about his merch. We've talked about him for several shows.
We're going to have him hitting in the sim with us.
It won't be long.
Yeah.
Just hang in there.
AK,
This could be an Anthony Kim podcast.
I love it.
Before long, and I'm in for it. I'm here for it.
you know what I love about it?
Yeah.
He's one of those pros, too. If he came in here, he would not critique us and tear us down to how bad we play golf. I think he would have an absolute blast with us.
Especially now, since he's like carefree and like
Yes.
he sort of exercised the demons. He seems like he's just a happy.
If we took him to the club and let his daughter ride with him, he's totally cool with that.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
he'd be there all day.
You gotta bring Bub.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a little bit older than her.
I know, but still, just
still.
saying.
No, but it's funny. I mean, if you go check our social media,
Yeah.
AK's been like, we've been chirping back and forth the last couple of days, and I was joking. I was like, Ben, we're all about to be best friends. Like,
We
Anthony
are.
Kim's, he's about to be our best friend.
I can't wait to see him.
I can't. I mean, he may be here tomorrow. Just have to stay.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving and Christmas when he shows up.
I actually drew him for Secret Santa. I can't wait.
We are gonna have a blast.
No, obviously,
fantastic.
we're joking, but he's super active on Twitter, and he's only got 9,000 followers
Yeah.
right now. So if you want to talk with Anthony Kim, you better do it now, because his Twitter's going to keep growing.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
But it's so funny. Every time he either likes a post or something, we're screenshotting it and sending
Yes.
it back. At this point, it doesn't even feel genuine because we're fishing for it.
Well, and at this point too, it doesn't even feel like we're fanboys. It feels like we are best friends.
It totally feels like best friends. I'm gonna have AK apparel. I've already ordered. I'm gonna get it. It's coming in soon. He's got a portal on his Twitter. It's not to like all his merch because he hasn't released that yet, but
Yeah.
he's partnering with this brand, and I can't remember the name. I'll have to look it up.
I
But
know who you're talking about. I clicked on it.
it's in his Twitter profile, and he's got some branded stuff. Like, he's got AK hats, and he's got polos, but they don't say AK on it. Like, there's one. It's really cool because I have a daughter, and you have a daughter, so
Yeah.
this will be cool.
Got two of them.
Yeah, you do. It's a polo, and it says "Girl Dad"
Oh, that's awesome.
in like a script font on the thing.
Yeah.
And then he's got one that says "Gratitude," like right here on the chest, like right by the pocket.
Yep.
And obviously he's got his AK hats. He's got some AK hoodies that look good too that I want to get. So
Yes.
if I could just be a 100%, what if I was just like always decked head to toe, Anthony Kim.
I'd have to work on the shoes with him because he and I need to fix that a little bit.
Ben, you could be his shoe guy.
But as far as I could help him design shoes.
Yeah.
There is no doubt I could help him tickle the digits, AK. But as far as the rest of the stuff he's got, because Kyle makes fun of me for my shorts being too long from time to time. So his long shorts, his hoodies, he wears bright, but they are solid shirts. I do need to get him to put a little design in there, maybe get some graphics on there or something. And the hats, I love the hats. His hats fit like the same hats that I would like to wear. So, yeah, he and I need to collab.
Yeah. So
that's easy. I'll just DM him.
Just pay attention. I'm telling you, we're about to be best friends with AK.
Yep.
What if we got like this? He's had an exclusive interview, but what if we got like the exclusive interview with AK?
To the moon.
That'd be dope. That'd be so dope. And that feels like that'd be the kind of thing he would do.
Oh, I think so.
Totally.
If he were in like Atlanta, he'd be like, you guys come up.
I don't think he's in Atlanta.
But I mean, if he were.
That'd be cool.
If he were.
Oh, if
he were visiting, or if he were there for travel.
Oh, we'd be hanging out this weekend.
He said, I got 48 hours. I'd be like, you know what? All we need is 2. We'll see you in a minute.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so we're about to kick it to Josh. He's the new front of the house manager at Bunkers. There's some new drinks. There's some new snack type stuff they're going to talk with Ben. You're going to want to check it out. Be sure to just hang tight. You're going to like this guy. He's going to be here a lot of times on Mondays and things like that when we record, talking about all the new stuff with Bunkers moving forward. So we're going to kick it to Ben and Josh right here. We'll be back in just a moment.
All right, welcome back. And as we always do, we're here at Bunkers. This time we have the new front house manager, Josh, with us. And
how's it going?
First off, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And tell us a little bit about you. I know that I've seen you around, and the reason being is because with Kyle, he takes me to the AU Club,
of course,
so I've seen you there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so kind of walk us through how you got into this deal.
Yeah, so it's a couple of years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago now. I started working as a cart guy, just a cart guy at the AU Club. That's where I met most of you guys golfing. I have a lot of friends who still are out there golfing. I've golfed out there quite a bit. Just kind of like transitionally, just like kind of growing older and bartending. I've moved from one place to the other. And I'd say about almost 6 months ago now, I ended up in this great place. So I started bartending here, and then started just getting to know people and kind of working hard. And then this week we kind of decided to make it official as me coming on as the bar manager in front of house, working with all of our beer reps really closely, working with you guys at the AU Club really closely, and just kind of getting in and get my foot in the door and kind of make this place. It's phenomenal right now, but just kind of get it to that next level.
I got good news for you. Number one, no rain in here.
Yes. Oh,
so you're good there. So you don't have to, you also don't have to deal with the upset wives that are going to come up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And there's kind of a little bit of there's a little bit for everybody to do as far as like kids, wives. I mean, us guys coming to play golf for 6 hours and no one's, barking at us. So it's a great place for all ages, really.
Oh yeah, Kyle brings his kids up here for brunch all the time because kids play free, and he lets them get involved in that. Well, let's move away from the kids. Let's talk about some of the adult stuff. One of which are the new cocktails that you guys have got on tap. Now, you got a Bunkers version and another Bunkers version, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what am I drinking here?
All right, so this is Wild Leaps. This is their cocktail. So it's more like it's kind of like a wine cocktail. It's about 11% ABV. So what you're holding right now is the peach mango. So it's got a lot of heavy peach and an aftersense of mango. So it's really great for the summertime, really great for just kind of drinking all around the house.
Yeah.
Then what we've done at Bunkers is we've turned it into more like a high noon. So we've done a higher noon. So high noon, I'm pretty sure you're aware, it's very hard to come by. As far as like distributing it, I can go pick it up at the store, but for restaurants, it's very hard for us to do that. So we have turned, me and our bar manager, I've already turned it into a cocktail. So what this is we've done vodka, we've done a little bit of the seltzer that we have on tap, and then we've added soda water on top of it. So that's kind of like a hybrid. And if you move over to this side, we have
hold on before I get you that side.
Go ahead, yeah.
Is there booze in this?
Not in this one.
Okay.
And the smaller one, yes, there is booze.
Still good.
It is, yes, it's great.
But now
you get the one with the booze in it.
See, now you're talking my language, because I'm a big vodka drink anyway.
Oh yeah.
Like when we come here, I will say Leah usually is one that's serving us. She is not tonight, but she'll every time I come in here, she's got me a vodka soda waiting on.
Yeah.
So,
I'm,
there's vodka in this. Anything else besides vodka?
No, just soda water, and then
And
you've
soda.
got the on tap cocktail in there as well.
That's on time.
Yeah, and that's how my girlfriend is too. Like I love vodka. I love.
I'm like his girlfriend.
Yeah. So we're coming in here. So I love rum. She loves all that. So I mean, we're gonna pop instead of popping a high noon. I'd rather pop one of these, right? So it gets you a little more kick in your step. I like to say. So I love this one. This one's very, very light. Very, very like. I mean, it's great. We're coming up on summertime, right?
Yeah.
So college just got out. High school's getting ready to come out. So all your moms and dads and anybody who's left in Auburn, I recommend coming here and getting one of these.
And what is this flavor?
So this flavor, this is going to be your strawberry one.
Okay.
So this is same company, same kind of all around deal, just a different flavor.
It's a wild leap, right?
Same wild leap, yep. And then we've just done the same thing on this side. So you can have the regular, or you can come and have our version of a high noon, basically. So strawberry's great. It's a little sweeter than the other one.
Oh, okay.
But this is where they started. They started with their strawberry one, and then they've moved over to the peach one. So
when we come back, Kyle will want this, but I'm going to go ahead and try it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well,
See,
he was bragging about this one a little bit earlier, and that's phenomenal.
It is. I mean, they do really great things, and honestly, like you can't buy these in stores, so these aren't available. Yeah, so they're only available in bars. However, the only way you can get them is, and I recommend everybody, if you've got a weekend to go check it out, go to LaGrange, go to their distillery, go to their brewery, and you can buy these by the can.
Okay.
So that's a great place for people to go check out that I recommend you do. I've done it a couple of times, and it's just a great place to kind of get the family in. They've got putt-putt, they've got disc golf, so it's a great place to kind of get up and around in LaGrange area.
Those of you that are in the Auburn Opelika area that have not been, LaGrange is right up the road. If you're not from the Auburn area, then it's maybe 40 minutes from here.
40, 45 minutes,
that you can just go straight up the interstate and you can be there. And they have their own brewery there, Wild Leaf does. Yep. So big shout out to those guys. All right, we'll move from there to food.
Yes.
And Kyle's got something he's bringing in. Come on in, Vanna White.
Yeah, so so we've done something cool and kind of unique to, I believe, this restaurant area. So we've created something called a bunkers box. So this is basically on the go. You can do it in-house as well. This is basically and I'll head it over to you. This is our charcuterie board, like kind of in a box, basically.
This is a to-go charcuterie board, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So it's great for picnics, but it's also like if your guys are coming in to play golf, we bring it to you. We can set it out. It's one of those really good things, sir. We can just.
You're looking at weases.
Yep. So we've got we've got some fruit and brie, and then we've got some pimento cheese. Our house-made pickles. Like we make our pickles from scratch. Let them marinate in-house. Then you got some cured meat and stuff, and then a couple things of bread. And they also got a lavender and Parmesan bread as well that we do in-house, and a couple of nuts in there as well. But this box can be tailored to needs. We understand people have allergies, but this is our standard bunkers box that we just rolled out.
You can only get this here. Nobody is in town.
Nobody in town is offering a charcuterie board to go, or just this wild spread that what we've got here.
And by the way, they're only announcing this because I was talking to Sarah a little bit earlier. We're only doing this right here on the pod. So whenever you come into Bunkers, tell them you want the Bunkers box, and you can, as you said, you can get it in-house too. Like you can have it brought right to your table.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's on our menu. It bring it right to your table. If you're in one of these sims, we can bring it right and drop it right in front of you.
That's awesome. And of course, a little bit later on, when I'm sitting down with Kyle, we have actually got a charcuterie board that you can get as well with various cheeses. Before we get to since we can't bring that down here, what is all going to be on the charcuterie board?
So the charcuterie board is going to be, so you can do that. It's a special offer thing we do. So we do it with special wine pairings, and we can do parties and events like this past weekend. We did graduation events, birthday events. So we're a huge place. You can rent out the whole place, and what we'll do is we'll offer these special boards. You can do it with meats, you can do it with appetizers. But the board we've got for you guys today is just a cheese and olive board, a little bit of pickles on it. So we've got my personal favorite, we've got a honey cheese. So it's a honey and kind of minced garlic cheese. We've got an herb goat cheese that we've got on there. A really, really high kind of tangy cheddar. And then to balance all that out, we've got actually fresh off the block blue cheese.
Okay.
So
are you bringing it in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
so yeah, we can show them this, and also we've got Gouda
Let's take
cheese
a
on
look
there
at
as
it.
well.
Yes, look at that.
But you can order this to drink wine. We can bring it out. It's not officially on our menu, but if you guys want to come in and do a wine tasting, or let's say you guys got a huge private event, we can actually double the size of this board, triple the size, whatever you guys party need. That's what we can come and do.
Man, Kyle is really missing out on this because we may just keep filming until I eat the whole board, and he didn't get anything.
I don't know. I might help you with that board though. Yeah. I just don't have to miss out.
That's awesome. Josh, thank you, man. I greatly
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Absolutely.
Bunkers is where it is. Of course, they got the featured drinks. They got, go ahead and ask for this, by the way, as I said, not on the menu.
Yeah, please do, yeah.
But ask for it anyway. And don't forget about the Bunkers box as well. Kyle's coming back momentarily. We'll be back. You have got Dad Bod Golf Pod, where we are always stroking.